पता है, यहाँ से बहुत दूर, गलत और सही के पार एक मैदान है। मैं वहां मिलूंगा तुझे।
This soundtrack of Imtiaz Ali's Rockstar, named The Meeting Place, has a score from A.R. Rahman and narration from Ranbir Kapoor, reciting the lines from one of the most famous phrases written by Rumi. Rumi happens to be someone the duo of husband-wife from American music industry. Jay-Z and Beyonce gave Rumi's name to one of their twins. Brad Pitt's tattoo on upper arm is believed to be belonging to Rumi, and Ayan originally had Rumi named for the main character playing by Ranbir Kapoor way back in 2017 when Brahmastra shooting took place. Ayan, who started the pre-production work, means creating everything on the papers originally, thought Ranbir's character to reflect Rumi's values and kept the name Rumi for the character too, which was changed later. Ayan, like many other celebrities around the world, was inspired by Rumi's work and he wrote the movie with an idea that love is the bridge between you and everything. But who is Rumi that is inspiring so many people around the world? Jalal al-Din Muhammad Balkhi, or simply known as Rumi, was a Persian poet. He is one of the famous poets in the world and his work has transcended borders and individual ethnicity. His work has influenced many poets, theologians, filmmakers as what Rumi's poem talks about most is love. And this love is not the love many of us might think it is based on our first thought. Rumi's love for his friend and religion were more than anything in the world as seen in his poems and books. Though his writings are mostly credited for love prose, where there is no detonation of romance, but companionship maybe or even solace in yourself. Rumi was faithful towards his religion too and has dedicated his life in writing about his religion and what his friend made him feel. Rumi's love towards his Islam was poured out in his writing and so does the love towards his friend. So who was this friend? Shams al-Din Tabrizi, or simply Shams, was the most influential figure for Rumi. It's being said that Shams came in Rumi's life and everything changed for Rumi, and changed Rumi. From a teacher and scholar to an ecstatic visionary, Rumi was leading a new path in his life. He was a disciple and intimate friend to Shams. Both were inseparable and so close that even Rumi's own sons and followers were jealous and insecure of Shams. But was it friendship or something more? It is still debatable, but one thing is sure that Shams was the real inspiration behind Rumi's timeless writing. Shams was a poet and had traveled throughout the Middle East praying for someone who would endure his company. To this, a voice asked him that what can he give in return. Shams responded, "My head." The voice told him about Rumi and he searched for him. One night, Shams went out of the house and was never to be seen again. It is rumored that Shams was murdered by Rumi's sons, and if it is true, then Shams did give his head, his life to meet and have someone like Rumi. After Shams was gone, Rumi tried to find him but came back, accepting his loss. Then he found writing as a way to mourn for Shams, which later gave him his inner peace and find solace in writing profoundly about life and philosophies around it. BBC dedicated a whole article to Rumi in the culture section. It mentions that one of the translators of Rumi's work named Gooch describes Rumi as a poet of joy and love. He adds that his work comes out of dealing with the separation from Shams and from love and the source of creation and out of facing death. Rumi's message cuts through and communicates. I saw a bumper sticker once with a line from Rumi. Out beyond ideas of wrongdoing and writing, there is a field. I will meet you there. These are the same lines that was recited by Ranbir in Rockstar's The Meeting Place soundtrack. For people who don't understand Hindi, it was necessary for them. You see, Rumi has touched a lot of lives and people from across the borders of where he spent his life writing, and even the individual identity of ethnicity, race, or gender. Even still, you can hear any news about Rumi's work inspiring a film or any multimedia project. Variety's article shares a news about a new animation film in production inspired by Rumi's work. It states at a point that this quote by Rumi saying, "The wound is the place where the light enters you," inspired the filmmakers behind Lamia's poem. Perhaps Ayan's connection with Rumi comes from the fact that Rumi's work didn't only influence that Persian literature but also Bengalis too. Hence, the idea of power of love was something Ayan came up with for Brahmastra. I wholeheartedly respect Ayan's feelings here and mean no disrespect, but the idea of power of love overpowering the strongest of Astra's Brahmastra just didn't work out. While we can debate on the fact that this is a cinematic universe and is a whole different world created for mechanics of Astras, but they have drawn the exact description of Brahmastra power, not origin, and have used the exact same name for the movie. Perhaps something more of a profound reason or logic could have been applied to counter Brahmastra. Even when original Indian ancient texts of Astras mention that once Brahmastra is activated, it will vanish out the universe, the Astraverse could have applied some more robust and concrete ways to represent how such a strong weapon was deactivated. I will say this again at the end that even when I'm intrigued by the storyline, the writing is really flawed and needed much more serious thought to it. Though I am simply proud by the fact that someone has taken a step to build India's own cinematic universe, but we need better writing and better script to represent Astraverse more respectfully among audience, both national and international. Even if it would have been someone from any other Indian film industries creating an amazing India's own cinematic universe, even if it was adapted from Raj comics creating a cinematic universe out from those characters, I would have supported them. For now, it's Ayan who did this with Astraverse, and I'm all ready to support this venture, and I hope many will.
माय करियर बहुत जरूरी था
बट आयान से दोस्ती उससे पहले थी?
नहीं थी।
अच्छा, आपकी दोस्ती
नहीं, मैंने एक दो बार मैं जिम में मिला था और बहुत पकाता था मुझे, जब मैं ट्रेडमिल था आगे आके खड़े होके बात करता था, कहाँ से आ गया ये, कोई स्टोरी है उसके माइंड में? तो जब आयान आया था, मैंने अपने माइंड में डिसाइड कर लिया था कि मैं नया हूँ, इट्स बेटर आई वर्क विद एस्टैब्लिश्ड डायरेक्टर्स, इट विल हेल्प इन माय ग्रोथ. So he came for the narration. I said, "चलो मैं सुन लूँगा." Karan's also, requested to hear his script. But when I sat down and I heard him, I just saw a boy who really had a story to tell. I think that is amazing when you meet directors who come to you with scripts or DVDs saying that ये फिल्म बनाते हैं. It's really silly क्योंकि they are making a film क्योंकि उनको actors के dates मिल रहे हैं या producers से पैसे मिल रहे हैं. There are very few directors who really have something to say, who really want to entertain an audience in their own individual original way, not influenced, not highly referenced, and I think that really excites me.